Good morning. It's Tuesday the 29th, I think. I think it's 29th. Could be. These days I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't have anything that is finished to show you today. That doesn't mean I haven't been working on things. Of course, you know the thing with the Chairzilla and having to clean it up and, the whole thing with the carts over here, and I still have more stuff to organize because it's a combination of doing stuff that's here as well as a few things that are in front of me because I'm going through a lot of things. We are preparing for a church sale, yard sale, October the 9th and the 10th, and that day we also have a big soup sale, and being a deacon of the church, I'm expected to be there and help, which I would be there and help anyway. But my plate's been busy. I had told the group I was working with that, after I finished those last masks, I wouldn't be making any more, take me off the list for a while. That lasted about 2 days. And then I got a request, and I followed through on that request, so I've been busy making masks as well. But I did get the machine back. It's doing fine so far. They did have to change out the computer on it. And if that is, if it's something else, which it probably isn't, because basically Bernina Machines, the thing that holds it all together, is the computer portion of it. So sometimes all you have to do is change out the motherboard on it, which is basically what they did. And so now it's working, seems to be going fine, smoothly. I've been cutting bags and starting bags, and also some other masks that people have requested. Personal mask, instead of doing for the big groups. I did get those finished and sent off. So it just seems it's one thing after another, and I just don't have time to sit down and crochet and knit, do the things that I want to do, that I just want to veg out, watch YouTube videos. I'm so behind on everyone that's not even funny, which that kind of annoys me. This one I still have, it's not quite half an inch that I need to go before I can start the other part of that hoodie. I have done a little bit at night when we're sitting and watching TV on the getaway shawl. And I'm almost through one of the hanks with this. So you can kind of see how small this is. I think with the one hank, I've probably got about 3 more rows with what's left out of the one hank of that knit crate yarn. That depth is just under 11.5 inches. And you can go a little bit further with the second hank, and then you have to start doing some other things, changing up the way that you work that pattern. But this is in that lovely beaches color. And like I said, I got 2 more skeins of it because, frankly, folks, the one they have in the booklet might fit somebody who's a size 0 or a size 2, maybe a 4. But it wouldn't fit anybody larger than that. And as you know, when I do things for prayer shawl, I like it to be in between a medium size to a larger, because let's face it, as we get older, we get a little more puffy and fluffy. A lot of that comes from doing a lot more sitting around, less active. So you're going to need something that's bigger than minuscule size. So, and I root for the girl that's fluffy. So that's what I do a lot of mine for when I'm making shawls for the prayer shawl. Just because every time we send out prayer shawls, those kind of things, we always give back. Can you make some a little bit larger? So yeah, that's what some of us have been doing, is making them a little bit larger. That is that for this portion. I do have a lot of plans. I have a basket over here of stuff that I need to finish up. When I pulled the Chairzilla, I actually only found 4 projects that were actually started. So I was very surprised that I only had 4 projects that had been started. I thought there were probably 30 or 40 over there. There were not. So that's good. So, I can start working those in as soon as I get these 2 finished. And I'm looking forward to a little more time being able to sit back and relax and catch up on videos and knit and crochet. So that's the only good thing about winter. You get stuck in the house, We did hear that our senior center is going to open up. They're going to start with bingo. Now, and this is October, I guess October the 1st, I think, or maybe the first week in October, supposedly. Well, they're not allowed to play for money. And there at bingo, when, the ladies and gents get together to play bingo, they normally put in a quarter, into the till for the center, which basically is our money to use for luncheons, whatever we choose to have that we need to put money out for. It doesn't go for running the center or anything like that, but it goes for those kind of extra snacks and those kind of things, that they like. But of course, during this time of COVID, no snacks. But they are not going to do money, and the way they've always done it was, if you played 4 cards, you put in 12 cents for each game, and then you would win a pot. So you could win whatever cup for whatever game, all the cups that were being played, you could win that money, and it was pennies, pennies. But no, they're not going to allow that this time. I don't know if there's going to be people coming to play bingos, because that's part of the charm of playing bingo. Going home with that heavy tote full of pennies at the end of the day, so we'll see. Should be interesting. And we've been trying to get them to start back up with the knitting and the crochet group, because we enjoy our time together, and we just thought it might be fun. It's not like there's a ton of us. There's about 12 of us. There's generally anywhere from 30 to 50 people that play bingo. It's a large fire hall. So we're thinking, why can't we meet, for that? So, our governor is kind of very high on his power, he thinks. So if he doesn't allow it to open, you don't get it open. And there are a lot of people that have been out of shape about it. But you know what, dear governor? This is part of the reason I have been busy. We go out and visit each other. Several of us meet together, go for lunch. We also go and we play at each other's house. Different games. Mahjong, cards, Dutch Blitz, you name it. We do that at each other's houses. So, Governor, you're not keeping us stuck in our homes. Okay, now let's get on to some water incarnation. This way it'll be quick and easy. You guys can go on your way. First one is so cute. And there's video, so you can go see the video. Bear cub tries to get through glass door at Colorado home. A Colorado woman captured video of a curious bear cub trying to force its way into her home through a glass door. Charlene Bixler captured video of the small cub swatting at the glass door of her home in Bixler with its mother nowhere in sight. Bixler said she spotted the mother bear about an hour later, leading its cub up the nearby mountain. Colorado Parks and Wildlife is warning residents to be bear aware and keep trash and other items that could attract wildlife secured during the active season for the animals. If you live in an area where bears, raccoons come to visit, there is no securing of items. It's a nice try, but they're pretty slick with how they've learned to open up doors and open up things that are outside, trash cans. Some bears will even pull your trash can up back to the house. Now this next one sent me looking for teapots. Serious. Teapot found in garage sells for nearly $500,000. A small teapot found by a British man while cleaning out a garage filled with family relics nearly ended up at a thrift store before being auctioned for nearly $500,000. Hanson Auctioneers said the anonymous 51-year-old seller was cleaning out boxes from a family-owned garage in Church Gresley, Derbyshire, England, when he came across the teapot his mother used to display at his childhood home. We believe it was brought back to England by my grandfather, who was stationed in the Far East during the Second World War and was awarded a Burma Star, the seller said. The man said the item was nearly donated to a thrift store, but he decided to have it appraised and was surprised to learn it was an 18th century Chinese wine ewer that may have been used in the place of Emperor Jinglong. Hansen said there are two nearly identical items known to exist, and they are housed at museums in China and Taiwan. The ewer, it's E-W-E-R, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, had been expected to sell for up to $50,000, but ended up fetching a high bid of $495,880.32 at Thursday's auction. I'm thrilled this will change a few things for us all. I sat and watched the auction live at home with my brother and family, the seller said after the auction. It was tense. I got a few cans of Guinness in beforehand. That sounds like it'd be delicious anyway. But I don't drink. We'll be going for a drink tonight and toasting Granddad, and I'm sure they will, with a couple of pints of Guinness. Auctioneer Charles Hanson said the price was driven up by a bidding war between 8 participants from around the world before the final bid was placed by the London buyer. This is one of the most important objects I've ever had the privilege of selling. It has to be the best lockdown find ever, Hanson said. And there's video for you to go see the teapot. Now, I'll tell you, I have a girlfriend whose mother continues, even to this day, she collects Demitasse cups and teapots, miniature teapots. Miniatures have always been something that fascinates me, and I have collected miniature items a very long time. So I'm like, do I have any? Just think what you could do with that. I could buy another Bernina. Okay, another animal story. Turkey crashes through window into Virginia home. Deputies and animal service officers in Virginia responded to a resident's home where a turkey crashed through a window and barricaded itself inside the bathroom. How on earth does a turkey barricade itself? Do they move the trash can to in front of the door, or London, and I always pronounce this London, and I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I've always pronounced it that way. London County Animal Services said a pair of London County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to a local home where a resident reported hearing a window breaking, followed by the sound of the apparent culprit moving through the home. Deputies responded and found the suspect had barricaded themselves in the bathroom, Animal Services officials said in a Facebook post. The culprit in this situation was about 3 feet tall, with shiny black feathers, scaly legs, and a yellow beak. It was determined it would take a specialized team to extract this offender. You see, he was a wild turkey. We're happy to report that while the turkey did take out the entire window in the family's home, he was unhurt and quickly fled the scene to roost in a nearby tree, the post said. But it also said apparently he was there to steal the toilet paper. Now, driving around Virginia when I was doing home health, I met a lot of wild turkeys. And they are very stupid. But the biggest thing is they're bigger than what you think they are. And they can do massive damage when you're driving down a country road 50 miles an hour. So I can see how the turkey was able to get into the home. Now these men, or these people who did this, it's amazing, and really they're genius that it didn't get found before. New York MTA workers had a secret man cave under subway tracks. Investigators with New York's Metropolitan Transportation Authority said a group of employees were found to have maintained an illegal man cave in a storage room beneath the subway tracks. The Office of the MTA Inspector General said investigators acting on an anonymous tip discovered a storage room at Grand Central Terminal contained a man cave outfitted with a futon, a TV with a streaming device, a refrigerator, a microwave, exercise equipment, air conditioning, and more. Many a New Yorker has fantasized about kicking back with a cold beer in a prime piece of Manhattan real estate, especially one so close to good transportation. MTA Inspector General Carolyn Porcorny said in a statement, but few would have the chutzpah to commandeer a secret room beneath Grand Central Terminal and make it their very own man cave, sustained with MTA resources and maintained at a rider's expense. The man cave is located behind a locked door in a locksmith shop storage room below track 114 at Grand Central Terminal was not known to station management, investigators said. 3 MTA employees, a wireman, a carpenter, and an electrician, have been suspended without pay in connection with the investigation, officials said. MTA officials said a project is now underway to map off the rooms at Grand Central to ensure they are all being used for proper purposes. And I'm sorry, those 3 men, it was brilliant what they did. Now, I have been to this park several times as a teenager, and I have looked for diamonds. Now, once I read this story, you should go to the site to look at how big the diamond is. Okay? Visitor finds second largest diamond in Crater of Diamonds history. Second largest. A visitor to Arkansas's Crater of Diamonds State Park unearthed a 9.07 carat gem, the second largest diamond discovery in the park's history. Arkansas State Park said Kevin Kennard, 33, of Maumelle, Arkansas, was visiting the park with friends on Labor Day when he came across a marble-sized crystal with a rounded, dimpled shape. It kind of looked interesting and shiny, so I put it in my bag and kept searching. I just thought it might have been glass, Kennard said. Kennard said he didn't think anything of his discoveries would turn out to be valuable, but he decided to have them checked by staff at the Diamond Discovery Center because his friends wanted their finds examined. I almost didn't have them check my finds because I didn't think I'd found anything. My friend had hers checked, though, so I went ahead and had them check mine, too, he recalled. The employee going through Kennard's discoveries took the marble-sized crystal into the office for further examination, and a few minutes later Kennard was brought into the office and told he had found a 9.07 carat diamond. I honestly teared up when they told me. I was in complete shock, Kennard said. Officials said Kennard's discovery is the second largest to be found since Crater of Diamonds became a state park in 1972. It is only second to a 16.37 carat white Amarillo Starlight diamond was found at the park in August 1975. Congratulations to Mr. Kennard on finding this impressive diamond. Second largest found at the park since 1972, said Stacy Hurst, Secretary of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism. A find like this is always thrilling for the park guests as well as for the park staff who get to help identify the gem and share in the excitement. Kennard said he had decided to give his discovery a name that would honor the good time he had with his friends at the park, the Kennard Friendship Diamond. We loved to travel together and had such a great time out there. It was a very humbling experience. Now, I've told you about going out with my husband for some of his geology field trips. I'm one of those that I find asphalt. I collect asphalt. Now, the kids tease me about that. But one year we went to Erie area, and we were behind a mall. And while they were doing something, I was walking along the edge of the outcrop, and I found these little gems, and I'm just like picking away at them, no big deal. Well, they happened to be emeralds and garnets in their raw form. So, I cannot tell you the name of the mall because I don't remember. But I know that was the best mall shopping I've ever done. Oh, we come back to the animals. Horses run through streets of New Jersey City. Authorities in New Jersey said 3 horses were seen running loose through a city after dark, and one of the equines was caught on video with an unknown rider. Patterson Public Safety Director Jerry Spetzel said the horses were seen running down Summer Street in Patterson on Wednesday night. Spetzel said a surveillance camera captured footage of one of the equines being ridden by an unknown person. Animal control was summoned to the scene about 8:15 p.m. It was unclear whether the horses were captured by the officers. The origin of the horses was also unknown. A Chicago activist was arrested early in the week when he rode his horse onto the Dan Ryan Expressway. Adam Hollingsworth, aka the Dreadhead Cowboy, said he was aiming to raise awareness about the importance of filling out the census. So apparently horses are running amok in New Jersey. Now this next one. This man, I think, did an excellent thing, but it also brings back the scary. I'm going to tell you a little story about me when I lived in Keller, Texas. I was doing, hour and a half walks, and I would walk up to the high school and back along some of the area where there was some new building and stuff. I've just passed the high school, and I'm walking back towards my home, and I hear something, and it was, pretty wooded area off to the back there, and I hear something moving around, and I thought, oh, it's a dog or a cat following me, and it kept following me, and it was larger, and I kind of turned back and saw that it was a small cougar, but I kept walking, didn't panic, and then I get home, I turned on the TV to watch the new news, because I didn't have to go into work till 3 that day. And they were talking about it in that area that a cougar had been sighted. I thought, yeah, I seen him too. So, it can be dangerous out there. And this was a pretty suburban neighborhood, so residential area. Man confronts mountain lion outside California home. California man who spotted what he initially thought was a German shepherd in his yard ended up chasing a mountain lion that was stalking some nearby kids. Timothy Karisk said he went outside his Pacifica home to look for his cat when he spotted a much larger animal next to his fence. I thought it was a German shepherd at first. I was like, ugh, somebody's dog, said Karisk. Then I looked and it turned back and looked at me, and I was like, oh my God, no, that's a mountain lion. Carrick said the mountain lion was peering through the slats of his fence at some kids playing nearby. I started yelling for the kids to go back inside, and that's when the mountain lion turned around, saw me coming, and started coming at me, and then jumped over the fence, he said. Karras said the cougar fled underneath a nearby parked vehicle. Still watching the kids, so I had to come out of the house and chase him out from under the car and up over the hill, Karras said. Karras said the mountain lion had chased his cat earlier that same day. Neighbor Andrew Mooney's surveillance cameras also captured footage of the big cat prowling the neighborhood. The width of a 2020 Ford F-150 from nose to tail. It's the biggest one that I've seen. We've had a lot of sightings of mountain lions around here, and they all seem to be small bobcat size. This one was well fed, Mooney said. And there's video. So, this man did a good thing. He saved those kids, because it's nothing for a mountain lion to drag off a kid, chomp on it a little bit, and then decide it's human. Yuck. But, yeah, kind of scary when the mountain lions come down close to neighbors. My mother-in-law lost one of her cats to foxes, and it's just crazy what these animals will do, even in what you consider a residential area. I know quite often we go down to our Walmart, and off in the field that's down where we call Lake Walmart when it rains heavy, there is a little bit of a marsh area down there, and many times you can see probably 20 to 40 deer chomping. So it's kind of crazy when you see them that close to your neighborhoods. All right, everybody, that's it for today. Have a great week. Practice kindness. And I sure hope you guys get a lot of hooking and crocheting and knitting done. And remember, kindness goes a long way. Bye.